Hi Hammers fans, Paul from Canada here. It's been a long time. First of all, you'll notice I'm wearing something, okay? I did on the last video say that I would not, and no one should, purchase a shirt unless our board stepped up and actually paid some money for players. Well, I'm eating humble pie. Here it is. I bought this because it's never going to happen again. No, what I actually mean is they will spend money again, I'm sure, but I bought this because I don't think you'll see this shirt again. I like doing stuff like that. It's not very West Ham though, is it? I mean, there's a tiny bit up here, but I don't know. There's something different about it, and it's a different season. Refreshing, new. So I'm going with a refreshing new shirt. I have been listening to everything that's been going on, watching everything that's been going on. I'm fully up to speed with everything that's going on. Really happy. First of all, a tip of the hat to the board. You really did step up. Fabulously. Not only that, you actually were quiet about it. I'm hoping this is a new you and we go forward in the future like this. Next transfer window, it's exactly the same. Do I expect more than 100 million in the next one? Of course not. Do I expect you to keep topping up and keep building and keep improving the squad? That means spending some serious money. Yes, I do. Okay. Rather like Everton have done this year. They have added another 82 million to the God knows what they spent. It's up to 272 million in the past 3 transfer windows. It wasn't, last year we were all looking at Everton going, wow, wish we were them. Look what happened. Not great. And that's going to bring me to my point right now is I really liked what Gio said the other day. The difference between expectations and hope. I have hope. I don't have expectations yet. I am determined to give Pellegrini and this new squad a chance. Why? Well, Pellegrini's never managed West Ham. That's a big one. 2, a lot of the people he's brought in, a lot of the players he's brought in haven't played in the Premier League. I'm looking at Anderson. I'm looking at Diop. I'm looking at Yarmolenko. I'm looking at Sanchez. Perez has, you can arguably say, a couple of times for Arsenal. Balbuena. These are apparently all good players, and from what we've seen, they're showing some sparks of brilliance there, but they've not got the experience. So I'm not expecting us to hit the ground running. I'm fully expecting a loss against Liverpool. Okay, I'm hoping we win, but I'm fully expecting a loss. Why? Because they outspent us, and that's saying something. They had some weak areas last year. They were in the Champions League final. They have filled those weak areas. Advantages for us, not many of our players were in the World Cup. There's a little advantage to us, but none of our players have played together in a Premier League team in a Premier League match as a team yet. We played and looked pretty good in pre-season, some exciting games. We haven't pumped the goals in. We're still a work in progress. So I'm expecting that until the end of October, early November, that we will get more than our fair share of small losses while we develop a style and a cohesion. And what do I have to go on? Well, I think that we ought to look at the Premier League as a whole and get some balance here. We can look at all the different clubs that have done things. Look at Fulham. They spent as much as we have. Okay, I know they're newly promoted, but they've spent as much as we have. Look at Wolves. They've done some fantastic business, and they were looking the part last year. They're going to be no pushovers. So it's hard for me when I look at the 3 teams that could go down. Cardiff is probably it. And then I'm thinking, well, it could be one of 4 or 5 teams. I mean, people are going to say Watford, but they've done some wonderful business too. Then there's Everton. The Premier League is 3 leagues. The top 4 or 5, the middle band, and the low band. My hope for the season, in the context that a lot of other teams have spent and bought well, is that we are in the middle league. And that means for me, anywhere from place 8 to place 14. If we finish from between 8th and 14th, I will be a happy camper in what I'm calling our prototype year. It's a prototype year with a new way of playing, a new coaching staff, and a whole bunch of new players. And whenever you get that, look what happened to Everton last year. Whenever you get that, you can get what happened to Everton last year. So I'm not one of the ones who's going to jump on the bandwagon and say, I'm expecting European League football. I am expecting a cup final. I'm not. I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting a good run in the Cup. I'm expecting anywhere from 8th to 14th. In the context of what we see in the Premier League right now, I think that's reasonable. Give Pellegrini a chance. I think we have to do that as fans. I think we really, really have to be reserved on our opinions when we lose for the first little bit. If we lose for the first little bit, we have to be supportive. The only thing that could hold this team back, with all the talent they have in the management and the coaching, the director of football who's picked up some great players, and the team itself, the only thing that could hold them back is us, the fans, by creating another toxic atmosphere. I really think that we have to be patient, have hope, but when someone thrusts a microphone in your face, it won't be me because I'm safe from that sort of stuff. Don't badmouth the club. You know, keep positive, because the media feeds on that stuff, and that gets back to players and things like that. I really think we have to keep this positive. And, you know, I saw Gio and Gonzo the other day, particularly Gonzo, downplaying expectations. And that's what I want to do. I want to downplay my expectations and the expectations of other people. I want to say, give this squad a chance. There's a lot of people here that could really do well. I'm excited actually by Perez. I think he's deeply underrated. I'm also excited by Yarmolenko. I think he's a great player, and I think that if things work out for us, he could do really well. We've now got pace on the right side at the back as well as on the left side. I want to see certain things change. I want to see Masuaku take it to the next level. He's shown some real spark. I've always been a Masuaku fan, but he's shown some real spark in preseason. If there's one area I want him to improve on, it's that final ball. Can he, 9 times out of 10, get a ball in that box? He's got some wonderful runs. He's very creative, but I want to see that. Overall, what do I want to see from West Ham? More than top 6, more than a cup final. I want to see entertaining football. I want to see, and I think it was Gio who said it. He couldn't have said it any better. I want to see a willingness to go out every time you play to win. Okay? I don't want to go to Man City and see 10 men behind the ball. At the same time, I don't want to see a 4-0 win. Loss, sorry. I want to see a 4-0 win. But I want to see us go out there and give it a go, you know? Give it a go. I want to see the manager pulling strings, moving people around. I love what he's done with 2 for every position. Some perhaps not as strong as they are. Disappointments? Yeah. Defensive midfield. Don't think we've really bucked that up. Thank goodness we got rid of Kouyaté. I'm sorry. Great servant of the club for the first year and a half. After that, it was like a headless chicken and not running much of the time. Glad he's gone, but I don't see the massive improvement in defensive midfield. I know we got the Colombian fellow, Mr. I see the red mist immediately and gets sent off against England. Hopefully he works out for us, but he's perhaps a weaker backup than I would have liked. Other disappointments, Keena. I don't think there was any way we could have kept him, judging by the ripples that were going around and what people were saying and him really pushing. I expect, because, you know, Watford's not paying him any more than we would have. I expect what the boy wanted, and you can't blame him, is a chance at starting in the first team. And I don't think he was going to get that at West Ham, because we have a quality team and he is quite young with no Premier League experience. And I think that, you know, our manager knows that we've got to hit the ground, if not winning, at least running and looking like we can, rather like Leicester did today. What a great game that was, and Leicester gave it. This whole league, put it back in context again, this whole league is much stronger than it was last year. We're stronger, but a lot of other teams are as well. So, I mean, I would be ecstatic if we got 8th. I would be, I mean, it would be a babble mouth if we got 7. I just wouldn't stop. You wouldn't be able to get me off here. I think reasonably, 8 to 14, build the side, we'll be happy. I think I'm going to hold it there because these things take forever to load up and nothing's happened. We haven't even kicked a ball yet. But, you know, I am hoping that we at least initially look good in spells, start to gel, and by the first international break, by the end of that international break, I'm calling this the test season. I'm not expecting anything for the first few games. I don't care who we're playing. I'm expecting very little. But after that international break, I want to see some progress. That once they've all got the idea of what the Premier League is about, they've played together, they've coalesced, they've come together as a team, and they understand Pellegrini's tactics a bit more in practice against harder opposition. So after that international break, that's when I want to see the progress. But for the first 3 games or so, I am quite happy with just watching them and hoping that I get a little bit of entertainment from them. Too generous? I don't think so. I think that's what we have to do. Okay, with that said, come on you Irons, and I will get back at you next week after the game against Liverpool. Cheers.